This movie describes how to use the Family Resemblances Identify Function Families activity. This is one of the geometric functions activities in which students create, manipulate, and experience function concepts by treating geometric transformations as functions with points as their variables. Each page of this particular activity is a puzzle with 4 functions. Students must use the function behavior to figure out which function belongs to a different family from the other 3. For more information about geometric functions, go to this URL. On page 1, notice that function notation makes it obvious which are the independent and dependent variables for each function. I might begin by dragging independent variable a and noticing that the dependent variable f of a seems to move at the same speed, though not necessarily in the same direction. When I try varying variable b for the function labeled g, I find that the dependent variable seems to move in the same direction as I move the independent variable, but at a slower speed. So I record this information in my worksheet, and the worksheet encourages me to identify the variables and functions using appropriate function notation, and also to record the behavior in terms of the relative rate of change of the variables. Once I've tried the remaining 2 functions, h and j, I think I'll have my answer. On page 2, I'll again try function f first. F of a seems to move at the same speed and the same direction as independent variable a, no matter where I move a. Trying function g, dragging its independent variable b, I seem to have a similar result, with the same speed and same direction between the 2 variables. That makes me think that the different one is neither of these 2. I'll let you experiment with the remaining 2 functions to see which one behaves differently. On page 5, I'll turn tracing on, and I'll take a shortcut by selecting all 4 independent variables at the same time and dragging them to make a box. I can't tell yet, so let me keep dragging to make my box into a flag. I think I may have a clue now, but I'll leave it to you to draw your own conclusion. Page 8 is a real puzzler. At first, I'm very tempted to drag towards the planet here, and I find that the center of the planet is actually a fixed point for those 2 functions and for the others as well. So the center of the planet is a fixed point for all these satellites around it, but I couldn't tell what difference there was, so let me turn the tracing on and drag each of these satellites away from its planet and see what the patterns look like. I think I have an idea now. On page 9, I have not just points, but pictures. So here we have a collection of points that are being subjected to transformations and not just an individual point, because pictures are actually made up of points when you come right down to it. But the pictures give me extra information because they give me a lot of points at the same time. And I can notice just from the pictures that 3 of them are flipped, and the other one doesn't look like it's flipped. So that may be the clue that I'm looking for here. On page 12, I have all the pieces I need to make a puzzle of my own. As students explore these puzzles, they can use the relative speed and direction of the variables. the existence and location of the fixed points, and the relative shapes traced by the variables to figure out which function comes from a different family than the other three. In subsequent activities, students will construct members of each of these function families and develop a deeper understanding of the relative rate of change of the variables and the nature of the shapes that they trace out.